Hi guys, tonight I want to make a video about what is the next step if you haven't gotten employed by some of the Chinese companies or the smaller Latin American companies or the European companies. This is also just a suggestion, but I am very sure that for some this will produce positive results. My suggestion is that you should start considering applying to these platforms like Amazing Talker, AnyTutor 37, and Prepay. Now, these companies are companies that create a platform. Uh, they allow you to open up your own account. You select your own profile picture, and obviously, you upload your own introduction video. Uh, these companies then require certain information from you, like your experience, your level of education, what your preferences are. And then also with these companies, an additional advantage to it is that you can set your own schedule and you don't have any minimum or maximum hours. Um, I've made a lot of good money with Amazing Talker. I can definitely vouch for them with regards to them being a really good company and reliable. There's also any Tutor 37. In fact, I still have profiles with both of those companies. The teacher support with any Tutor 37 is really good. The company platform isn't very difficult to use, and the application process is quite painless. I have attended some of their Zoom in meetings. The staff was really friendly. They try their best to help and support you where they can. They try to give you tips on how to improve your ratings, how to get more students to book classes with you. And if you ever have any questions or need assistance, any Tutor 37 staff usually responds within 24 hours. That was my experience with them. Honestly, I haven't spent enough time on that platform or my profile or my introduction video with them. Otherwise, I could have probably made a lot more money with them, but at the moment, I'm very booked with some other companies. Then there's Preply. I recently had my profile activated with them. I think it took approximately 10 days to 2 weeks to go through the whole process with Preply. If you go look on the internet, some people give Preply a really good review. It's a similar setup where you create your own profile, your own lesson plans. With these companies, keep in mind you need to prepare your own teaching material. Please don't go into a panic attack regarding that because there's so much material on the internet. There's even like prepared PowerPoints already on the internet, and on some of these sites you can download the material for free. And creating your own PowerPoints is really easy, and it is a skill that you need to acquire because sooner or later, if you're going to be an online teacher full time or long term and full time or part time long term, you will need to know how to prepare your own lessons. And I still think PowerPoints are the best. Not everybody agrees with me on that. I just think that if I do my own PowerPoints, I can make sure that I customize all my lessons to suit the needs and my students' level of English. That is really important. Sometimes when you get standardized material, it's really difficult to get hold of material that will cater to the specific needs of the students that you're teaching. Both with Amazing Talker and I think in Tutor 37, there's also the option of teaching group classes. Also keep in mind that Amazing Talker and any Tutor 37 allows you to set your own rates. So you won't have a situation where you're working for $6 an hour. Of course, if you're going to make your own rates $20 an hour, you're not going to get a lot of students that are going to book lessons with you, but you will definitely still get interest anywhere between $12 and $15, you should still be doing well. In the beginning, they often suggest that you start modestly with $10 an hour, and as your ratings improve and you become more popular, you can systematically increase your hourly rate, instead of starting with a very high hourly rate and not making any money. Uh, this was my first online teaching job, full-time, working for Amazing Talker. I will always have a soft spot for these online teaching platforms, because you're very much in a position that a teacher who goes solo would be. Yes, you do have to pay platform fees, but the more money you earn, the less the platform fee becomes, and that is definitely the case with Amazing Talker. I know the platform fees with any tutor 37 is even less. There is an additional but controversial advantage to these online platforms. They really don't care which country you come from, what your race is, whether you're a native speaker or not. These guys are simply interested in your ability as a teacher and whether you're capable of helping students to improve their English. And for that reason, I am a big fan of these companies and I'm very supportive of them. Uh, you're also more likely to get employed by them, and they don't have these rigorous requirements. So if you don't have a degree and you don't have a lot of experience, you're still likely to get a job with one of these platforms. If you can apply to all three of them, that is good. Don't worry about clashes. Well, you can't have clashes if you don't have bookings to start with. So first start getting bookings and then worry about getting clashes because you're working with three different companies. So first focus on getting employed. I know with Amazing Talker it's quite a mission setting up your profile, but if you do it properly, and you make your what do you call it, your lesson plans attractive, then you are bound to get a lot of interest. And the students really don't mind working with South African teachers. My one mentor on Amazing Talker, she's a lovely young girl and she's making a lot of money, a lot of money. I could see on her profile she's taught so many classes on Amazing Talker. So it's not unusual for teachers to earn anything between $1,000 and $1,500 a month on Amazing Talker or any tutor 37. The big thing is just to get going, because you're not going to start off making that much money, so you need to make peace with that, which is why I say apply to all three platforms, because it's extremely competitive out there at the moment, and because the companies are offering such ridiculously low rates. I suggest that you apply to these to these platforms. It gives you an opportunity to be rather independent, but at the same time, if you set a reasonable rate, you'll also be appreciated for who and what you are. Okay, and I'm not being sentimental. When I say who and what you are, I'm referring to your capacity as a competent teacher. So I really suggest very strongly that you think about applying to them. And then getting back to a thing that I always talk about, and I might possibly talk about it until I'm 60 years old. If you don't have a good introduction video, don't bother. You don't have a good profile picture, don't bother. In fact, don't bother with online teaching if you don't have a good introduction video or a good profile picture. That's why I had mine edited for 150 Rand. My goodness. I mean, when I go out for lunch at a coffee shop, I spend more than that. And lunch at a coffee shop can't get me a job that can earn me over $1,000 a month. So I strongly advise that, because how else are you going to stand out? So many people are so hesitant to. I mean, when you do any other job, people justify spending money on improving their accessibility to their workplace and improving their odds of getting a promotion. But when it comes to online teaching, all the teachers are incredibly reluctant to take out even a few cents to improve their odds of getting employed. And then you end up getting a lot of teachers who are sulking and saying we're not getting appointed. It's because probably you're not standing out. And the rules that I made very clear, uh, again, you don't have to agree with me on anything. I'm saying this for your own best interest, not for mine. If you don't follow the rules regarding what an introduction video should look like, uh, and you don't follow the rules with regards to what a profile picture should look like, then it really doesn't matter what's written on your CV. And this is a blade that cuts both ways, because even if you don't have the most impressive CV, but you have an awesome introduction video and a really good profile pic, you'll still make money on these platforms, because the kids, they browse, and the parents browse through these platforms. And if you have an edited introduction video with some animations, they usually stand out almost immediately, because so few teachers actually do it. And at 150 Rand, my goodness. So guys, this is my advice for you at the moment. I'm going to try and make a video for us this week where I'm going to interview a very experienced recruiter and online teacher trainer. I'm going to ask her some questions her answers can hopefully help you to improve your chances of getting employed. I will post it sometime this week, and hopefully at the end of the week we can have another Zoom meeting. I'm going to invite her to attend the Zoom meeting. I don't know if she can or not, but the reason why I've invited her to do an interview with me is because at the end of each week I always get so many inboxes and comments about teachers that couldn't attend the Zoom meeting. So now I've invited her to the Zoom to do an interview with me, and I will try my best to ask her all the relevant questions. I've dealt with most of the issues, but she's a specialist, and I always say I just do this. This is my I wouldn't call it an hobby, but this is my thing that I do to try and give something back to the community. But it is always better to listen to somebody who is trained and who does teacher training for a living and recruiting for a living. Odds are she'll probably be able to give you better advice than I can. So, but once I've done the interview, I'll put it up for you guys, and I will, on the post, I will label it as the interview that I've promised you. Guys, really try and apply to these platforms. I know some of them are a hassle to complete, but you don't have any other options sometimes. And even if you did have other options, many people prefer these platforms because they earn a lot of money. A lot of money. Some people earn well over 20,000 Rand a month. Well over. And I'm not talking about people from the UK, I'm talking about SAFAs. So I'm just going to repeat one more time. I suggest applying to Amazing Talker, any Tutor 37 and Prepay. Okay. I wish you guys all the best, and I hope that this video helps somebody. Good hunting, and I hope you have a really good week.